I am in New York, which is pretty cool. I mean, look, like yellow cabs and everything. And I am taking this opportunity, my friends, to interview or chat with somebody who I think most of you are gonna know. If you don't, you're about to find out. He's, well, I consider him pretty much the coolest person in web development. Effortlessly cool. He's one of those people who's just effortlessly, annoyingly cool, actually. And with that, I guess I'm gonna introduce him with some epic B-roll. B-roll. Dude, it's freezing outside. Can we go inside?
Yeah, we're gonna go inside.
We're going inside because we're gonna go. Your hotel room?
Yeah.
His hotel room? Sure.
It's a Paul Irish shave. Gotta look good for camera. I did mine this morning. You know. All right. It likes your face more than it likes mine.
Nice face.
So we're inside finally. I feel like I learned from doing the one with Surma where you've got to listen. There's a little bit of noise, but it's nothing like when we filmed outside in San Francisco. It's kind of, you've got a nice room.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yeah. So, actually the main thing I wanted to ask you, so if you don't know Paul, it's like you did, years ago now, you did YayQuery, you were known for jQuery stuff, Modernizer, HTML5 Boilerplate, and then you had a whole spate of kind of smaller websites just kind of shining a light on various things to do with, you know, like CSS3.
CSS3, please, HTML5, please.
Yeah, all that.
Forward. Yeah.
But now,
yeah,
like you kind of show up at the, like, I don't know, maybe Google I/O or Chrome Dev Summit, but you're not as, like, I'm not saying you're not prolific because I know you're busy, but you're not doing the things that you were doing.
Yeah. Right?
You switched to doing Lighthouse. Which, if you've not seen Lighthouse, Paul and I made it like 2 years ago? 3 years ago. And it's kind of taken on a life of its own now. It's like fully integrated in DevTools. Basically goes through your website, checks loads of stuff, performance, accessibility, PWA stuff, and it gives you a report at the end with a score, and it's like, here's the stuff that we'd suggest you fix and all that kind of stuff. And loads of people have worked on it, contributed to it. It's amazing. And that's kind of, you've been doing that full time for a while, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my question for you is, why would you switch from doing all these kind of smaller, prolific projects where you can kind of almost fire and forget, I think is probably how I think of it, is like you did this stuff, maybe hand it to other people, and now with Lighthouse and the related projects, you've locked into that and you're just kind of driving on that one thing for a while.
Yeah.
Why?
I think part of it is like, my investment on the project is a little bit different, and a lot of that has to do with the topic of its web performance. You care a lot about web performance.
I do. Great
video about it.
Thank you.
And I want to, like, web performance is what I've cared about since, I don't know, it's been my #1 focus for the past like 7 years.
It has.
And I think it was basically right after I finished all those other projects of Modernizer, HTML5 Boilerplate, as those were growing, and then I was like, okay, we're building on good foundations, things are okay, but actually the performance on the web is not that good.
No.
And then I spent a lot of time actually working on like Chrome Dev Tools, on the performance tools in there, trying to talk to people about how to make use of them. But for me, a lot of this is, I think that the tooling that we need as developers to build successful experiences on the web needs to improve so that it's much easier as a developer just to know like what direction to go, how best to use my time.
Right.
And
so sounds like there's a transition here from like these smaller, kind of almost unfocused, kind of lots of grab bag of things that were just interesting to you, to kind of going, actually no, I want to zone in on this tool that actually really pushes it forward. I guess what I'm really wondering, there's like almost like a meta point here of choosing a focus that you feel like you can drive on that kind of career road for a while almost, and say that's actually what I want to do. And as somebody who's experienced like you and as I suppose a senior programmer, how do you make that call? How do you look at something and go, yeah, that's what I want to spend my time on, rather than, because the reason I'm asking this is so many developers that I've spoken to, and I think you know as well, they feel like they're overwhelmed with choice on what frameworks to use, how to approach their project, blah, blah, blah. So it's a similar kind of idea of saying, I'm just going to pick this one thing or really zone in. How do you go through that process? Do you have a process?
I don't think I do have a process on that. I think, yeah, specialization kind of just like happens. You just find yourself, and all of a sudden you give a talk on it, and then people ask you what you think about this, and then you just realize that actually you might know a little bit more about this topic than other people, and then you're like, well, it's like keep spending some time there, but it's satisfying. I mean, and especially because front-end development and JavaScript in particular is so huge and vast, and it's hard just to be actually a front-end generalist at this point.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of satisfaction, at least for me, to be able to scope out that, you know what, I'm actually just gonna kind of ignore this whole part of front-end development. My skills in developing with frameworks is really poor. And it'd be mostly just because I've just not really invested there. It's kind of like I take the same approach with coffee. I'm okay with pretty much all coffee, just because, you know, like I care about a lot of food and drink. You know, I like good wine, I like good cocktails. I have strong feelings about those things. But coffee,
you really do.
Yeah. But coffee, I never invested my time into learning about coffee and tasting coffee and all this stuff. And so my palate is just fine with a very modest cup of coffee.
How bad is this? Is this just can you tell the difference between caffeinated and decaffeinated? Or are you just it's coffee or water?
Some people, I can't tell a lot of difference between these things.
So we've established quite a lot of worrying facts in a very short space of time. Okay, specialization, I guess, yeah, so it's sort of it happens almost accidentally because you're looking for the things that you're interested in, and you zone in on those things.
It's gonna be an investment.
Yes.
To speak with authority and to know a space well.
Yeah.
And so, in my case, it's really satisfying both to specialize and to work on a problem that is really important to me. Well,
it's important to developers as well. I think the thing that I feel like Lighthouse really showed to me, and probably to both of us, is that when you give the people that report, it means a lot to them to be able to just run this thing, get some answers, know what to do next, and start being able to just, do, rather than kind of feeling like, hey, I got a performance timeline or some form of report or some kind of tracing. I don't know what that means, right? And it's the difference between those. So I guess the thing is tying in that knowledge and that experience into active recommendations, which is the real skill. Yeah,
and in my case, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I spent a number of years doing kind of developer relations around performance and trying to educate people on how to look at the flame chart and make use of it, right? And with some success, but it's not like everyone clearly doesn't feel very confident when they are faced with that flame chart and know exactly what to do. And so I was able to learn that through that experience. And then I think that led a lot to thinking about how tools can be a bit more opinionated, a bit more proactive in helping guide the user towards the right direction.
Thank you. Would you like to try the sign out?
Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and he'll catch you on the flip side.
Yes! Brilliant. First time! Most people, hang on, I'm gonna make it zoom out. Look. See? Now it got me.
Ooh.
Now it's got my face.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, you see? Oh no! How did it pick your face? That's so unfair.
Face.
My face. My face.
No,
yeah.
I'm still good.
Yes!
Oh.
Yes! No, but then he...